Black Americans don't know how to read. Black Americans don't know how to fish. Black Americans don't know how to engineer or mechanize anything. Well, the majority of them don't. We don't know how to farm. Black America is regressing.
Me too.
This doesn't pertain to every single Black American because we know that we have Black Americans who love to read. Like myself, we have Black Americans who love to farm, who love to engineer, who love to do mechanical things. But the vast majority of Black Americans seems as though we are regressing. Let's get straight to it because what I'm about to say ain't comfortable, ladies and gentlemen.
Ready?
It ain't trendy, and it definitely ain't what gets you invited to brunch with the panels of political after party. This is about regression. It's like we're focusing too much on tethers. We're focusing too much on the coattails of our ancestors. That's like over 400 years ago.
Lordy, that would be really bad.
This is about regression, not image, not exaggeration, measured, felt, and lived. We are watching in real time a slow bleed in the very areas that once determined whether a group rises or gets permanently locked out of the future. There is no way that we're changing the population of Hispanics. They're roughly 20%. So their vote holds more weight than Black Americans' weight. We need to really get permanently locked into things that we've been locked out of for such a long time, like the future of ourselves, the future of our kids, science, math, engineering, ownership. The same pillars that built every dominant civilization in modern history. And we're drifting from them. Yes, our ancestors built the very country, the very land that we live on today. But living off the coattails of our ancestors is not helping us. We can only triumph, we can only celebrate things that happened 100, 200, 300 years ago. Yes, we should never forget who and what and where we came from. But we can't solely rely upon it. Let's talk about education because nobody likes to talk about education, not the feel-good version, the real version. We traded rigor for relatability. We traded discipline for comfort. We've traded skills for symbolism.
What?
Everybody wants to be seen. Not enough people want to be skilled because let me tell you something, nobody wants to say this, especially on the internet, by the way. The future economy does not care about your feelings. AI does not care about your identity. Automation does not negotiate with nostalgia. This next era is very, very ruthless. And if you're not building, if you're not coding and engineering and analyzing, owning, you will be consumed by it because it looks like the majority of us are. And here's the uncomfortable truth. We are still pushing mindsets built for a world that no longer exists.
We have a problem.
Degrees with no demand, skills with no scalability, dreams with no infrastructure behind them. What are we going to do with all these socialist degrees, political science degrees? Nothing. What are we going to do with all these social worker degrees? Nothing. Meanwhile, other groups are stacking AI certification, engineering pipelines, tech startups, global networks. They are preparing for 2035. We're still debating 1995. We're still debating 1876, 1776, 1619, 1526. I'm just throwing out all these arbitrary years because we keep living off the coattails of the past and not pushing a way forward and thinking and future-proofing ourselves. Because if we talk about politics, because, oh yeah, we got to go to politics. We've been conditioned to think power lives in one place, the presidency. Every 4 years, we get emotionally hijacked, do we not?
Really?
Arguing, fighting, picking sides, Black Republicans, Black Democrats, white Republicans, white Democrats, so on and so forth. Like the one seat is going to fix our streets. Like that one seat is going to fix our problems. It's not.
You'll bloody die.
Let me say that again for the people in the back. The president does not control your local school board. The president does not fix your zoning laws. The president does not determine your local business funding. That power that we are referencing right now lives in your city, your county, your state, and we've been ignoring it. Now, don't get it, not all of us, because this is not all inclusive, but I would like to believe, and I hate to believe at the same time, that the vast majority of Black Americans are ignoring it. So what happens? We vote emotionally at the top, but remain politically bankrupt at the bottom.
Fact.
We don't know how Local candidates, okay? We don't know our local candidates. We don't pressure them. We don't replace them. We just complain on the internet, on social media, with our friends, with our loved ones. In that particular vacuum, we get played over and over and over again.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
And let's kill another lie while we're here, by the way. Representation without results is just decoration. We've been fooled and hoodwinked by the Democrats and the Republicans for far too long, because the Republicans are not really necessarily on the surface talking about race. That doesn't mean there's no underlying issues when it comes to race. But the Democrats are playing this game with our emotions. And we've been falling for it. And we've been blaming it on the baby boomer generation.
Wait, what?
But still, over 90% of Black people vote Democrat. And this doesn't mean that 90% should vote Republican. This is how we get to the root of all the evil.
It's really painful.
I don't care what somebody looks like. Are they bringing resources? Are they building infrastructure? Are they creating opportunity pipelines? If not, they are not leadership. They're just branding. Whether it be Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, they both did the same thing. People just got tired of the liberal way of things, and then they jumped on the conservative way of things. And it really wasn't conservative. It was more so the MAGA train. And look at where we are now. You even have his base, the MAGA base, have literally turned against him. Your Candace Owens, your Tucker Carlsons, your Megyn Kellys, your Alec Jones, your Nick Fuentes, the list continues to grow. Because pointing out the problem without building the solution, that's just sophisticated complaining. So let's talk about the solutions. I'm not going to ramble here too long. Rebuild the intellectual foundation. We need a cultural shift immediately. This needs to happen like today. Normalize STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math in our households. Push engineering, data science, and cybersecurity in our household. Reward difficulty, not just visibility. Not everybody needs to code. I'm not getting all into that, but enough of us need to own the systems, not just to use them. We have to stop performing success and start building it. Ownership over consumption, assets over liability, businesses over branding. If your money isn't making money, you're failing behind the signs. And everybody know my old financial channel, my money makes money. It still applies today. This ain't passive anymore. Identify local candidates, pressure them publicly, replace them if necessary. Your vote is not loyalty, it is leverage. Start using it like a weapon and not like a tradition. We don't need this Black Americans out front talking bad about politicians in front of the courthouse, in front of the White House, the Capitol, whatever municipality that politician is in. Well, no, we need to build relationships. We need to actually talk to them if they want our vote. Calling them out every now and again, truth to power really works. But all these massive deals, unfortunately, because we know that politics in general is just corrupt. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But again, to have solutions, to actually have the things that we need the most, some of these talks need to happen very quietly and behind closed doors. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that majority of these politicians understand is the money. Believe you me, I know that the Black community in all these different neighborhoods and all these different communities and these different municipalities and these different districts, we all have $1 to give to a candidate. Bump that. We have $5 to give to a candidate. Nope, we have $20 at least per person to give to a candidate. And believe me, when you look through your bank account and you look at your historical history, you and I both know you have $20 to give to a local candidate that you support, that we say, well, why didn't he win? Why didn't she win? Because you didn't support with your dollar.
That call was perfect.
We cannot wait for systems to save us, because that may not be the way forward. You may vote that person in and they lied to your face, but you know that you will never vote for them again. And that's how you hurt politicians. We can't wait for systems to save us. We build alongside of them. We have to go back to trades, trade skills, digital skills, remote income streams, community-based economic ecosystems, right? when you have a hub of people who are nesting their money together to build business. We don't beg for inclusion, we build position. This is non-negotiable. Our children should not be guessing their way into the future.
Here we go again.
They should be engineered for it. They should be made for it. They should be built for it. They should be prepared for it. Financial literacy early in life, before they leave the home. Tech exposure early. And don't give me no excuse that you don't know financial literacy yourself. Don't give me no excuse that you don't know tech exposure and how to get to it yourself. Because we have the most powerful thing that you guys are on majority of the day is social media. It's the internet. It's on your phone, etc. We have to really start to think critically and over memorization, because if we don't prepare them, if we don't prepare our children, the world will price them out of relevance. And just so I can kind of bring this all in together, because this is the part that nobody wants to admit. We are not just fighting external barriers anymore. Oh yeah, we're not just fighting racism and discrimination and systematic barriers and bigotry anymore. No, we are fighting internal stagnation. The old way of thinking, riding the coattails of the ancestors. We built this and we did this. And while our generation, unfortunately, haven't really done anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can always uplift the ancestors as the ancestors uplift us. But what do we have to show to them? We're fighting internal stagnation, the old way of thinking, these comfort zones, misplaced priorities. And if we don't confront that, then yes, this becomes regression. Because here's the flip side. And this is the part that should excite most of you. We're not lacking talent. We're very talented, intelligent people. We are lacking alignment, because when we focus, when we discipline ourselves, when we lock into execution, there is no system we cannot navigate, because we did it before and we can do it again. There is no system we cannot navigate, no industry we cannot dominate, no future we cannot design. So this is the question. Are we going to keep reacting to the world? Are we finally going to start building within? Because the AI era is not coming. It's already here. And it's asking one question. Are you ready, or are you going to be replaceable? So here's the thing. The one thing we keep talking about in the Black community, and I'm just going to use one example when it comes to business. We have Asians within the Black community, and this is not anti-discriminatory against Asian people at all. I love Asian people. This is how I love all people. But as anybody, I believe you should love your people more. That's just my take.
Yeah, boy.
But I'm a lover of people in general. But we have people in our community that are making billions of dollars every year, selling products to our people that we can be selling to ourselves. So why not the brothers and sisters in that neighborhood pool their resources together, meager how they be, and whoever within that neighborhood, within that community, has the best credit score, has the best business attainment, you go and you build a structured deal. So we can build our own businesses in our own neighborhoods and sell to our own people instead of making other people rich.
It's a work of art.
It has to start somewhere, because when you start there, when you really start group economics, and we stop making excuses, and we stop living off the coattails of our ancestors, then regression will be progression.